Here we go. All right. Folks, today's not going to be a long one either. It is Thursday. It is the 23rd of December. We got 2 days till Christmas. And I am Kurt Von Onen, your host of the Mañana morning check-in, and your host of everything else on the line that's Mañana Nomás. And folks, want to celebrate. I put on the new jersey today. Lifter LMS sent this to me. Now, underneath, I got my John Maxwell shirt on, right? So it says JMT DNA on it. But I wanted to wear this when I was on the Lifter LMS meeting today. Folks are just, they're over the moon to work with as a team of people. They're really committed. They're great at what they do. Their product is amazing. I've been a Lifter LMS customer for years, coming up half a decade that I've been playing around with Lifter LMS. And, I tend to early adopt a lot of things, right? And so I got in with Lifter LMS probably about 5 years ago. And now over the last year or so, just over a year, I've been helping them with customer success. It started out with answering some text messages or answering some, email questions about how to use the product, what plugins work best with it, how to install it, how to get started, how to attach WooCommerce or other e-commerce tools to the site if you want to, expand your learning curriculum. And it's interesting because I'm helping Lifter LMS and their customers, and I also have my own company that provides membership and learning site services. So it's really cool to kind of have that inside track and understand things I can do with the program, things that I wouldn't say can't, but limitations or things that will take some custom development or stretch to do. It's been a blast. It's been an absolute blast. And I don't want to call it a Christmas bonus, but they were giving out swag. And, you guys have seen me before with the Lifter LMS t-shirts. Some folks have the Lifter LMS hats. Some people have Lifter LMS hoodies and jackets, and they're really into the swag. They like to do that. And Chris this year said, hey, who wants swag? And I just responded. I said, dude, I do a couple of Zoom meetings for you guys a week. I've got the t-shirts, I got a uniform. I'm good, unless you're going to send me a mountain bike jersey. And he goes, consider it done. And so this week, the Lifter LMS, the one and only one-off Lifter LMS BMX mountain bike jersey arrived. And in fact, it's even got my name on the back of it. So I feel privileged. And he goes, now you got to go out and win. And I'm like, I wasn't competing. Now I got to go out and compete. So it was just kind of funny. So super glad to have that experience in working with the guys at Lifter LMS and, constantly just pushing the ball forward. They're always making updates. We've got some updates coming out pretty soon with Lifter that are just fun. Security wise, we came out with a couple of updates, just a couple of weeks ago. And that is, you can limit concurrent sign-ons with your students. So, if you got a student that's like sharing his credentials with everybody in the world, this limits concurrent sign-ins. And so he can't sign in while he's on with a friend or another friend and try and take your content. The other thing was they eliminated a way to that people would just kind of like copy material. And so they've got a way to kind of restrict that. Now, there's always a way to copy information, whether someone just takes a screen share or, uses Zoom to video record themselves on a website. There's always a way to take something from a website if you really want to take it. But Lifter put in a measure that prevents people from copying and pasting material directly out of the website, which is really cool. Some folks might say, well, that's rudimentary or that's basic. And to some extent, they wouldn't be wrong. There's plugins that would do that stuff, but it's nice that Lifter made it part of the package. It's part of the original plugin, and you just go into settings and select it, and it's done. So it's really cool. Other than that, folks, my pastor recommended some software to help with book writing. And I had been using Blurb and some other things in the past. And, like I said, I'm an early adopter of a lot of things. And so, I've had access to software and packages and tools to help with writing. And I didn't really think much about it, but he recommended a tool called Atticus. It's another, new thing on the market. And I looked at what they were doing, and I looked at what their path was, their growth path on what they want to start providing. And I thought, I'm going to give this a shot And so I started it yesterday and threw a couple of projects in there just to see kind of the flow and the format, how it works. And I'm impressed. What I'm impressed with so far is other tools that I have used had templates for different books and things like that, but you would like download that template and then put your content into it and then have to format it. This system seems more like, hey, click this and it'll change the format so you can see it. Like, so you just write your content and then you can select the formats that you want for that content and you can see it. And then you can go ahead and make some changes and move some things around if you like. And you can pick different format. Like if I want a 6x9, I can look at, if I want 8x11, 8x10, I can pick their formats and it seems to more readily adapt itself for viewing. It also outputs for ebooks and for print pretty directly. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the end projects really come out in. As you guys know, I'm in the process of finishing up a book now that will release at the beginning of 2022. And so I'm very excited to see how this new format might work in helping me get that done more efficiently and, quite honestly, a little more attractively. Some of my first books, in fact, the original copy of Service Writing in Black and White, to this day is one of my embarrassments. I'm not embarrassed because I put it out. That's one of the triumphs. One of the triumphs is finishing a book, publishing it, and getting it out. And it's the exercise of doing it. It's the exercise of getting it done. But then I had to recognize, a year or 2 years later, wow, there's a lot of errors in that book. There's a lot of typographical errors. There's some graphical elements that I would like to make better. And so I re-released that book a few years later as a second edition. And yeah, I would say hopefully this new software is going to help me in keeping things updated and modern. What's nice about it is if you release the book as an ebook, supposedly, and say I make a change 6 months or a year later, it'll update it, but update it everywhere that it is, which is a pretty cool thing. I need to look more into that and see how that really works or how that ties in. But I'm looking forward to doing that. Folks, it's a big day. I got a lot of calls and a lot of meetings today. They start in about 40 minutes and I got about 5 hours of Zoom time I'm going to do today. So I'm going to cut you guys short today and let you go. 2 days before Christmas. I'm going to throw it out there. My inspiration for the day, my hope is that, I have that course online called Jot It Down. And so Jot It Down is about journaling. This is one of my journals. And, my prayer for you is that you begin to embrace, see, lots of scribbles in there. My prayer for you is that you begin to embrace the idea of journaling. And if you'd like more information on journaling or the benefits of journaling, if you want access to that course, Jot It Down, just pop me an email and I'll make sure that happens for you. All right. With Christmas coming and New Year right around the corner, this is a great time if you're not already journaling and already taking that moment every day to be introspective. I encourage you to do so. It works wonders. And that's that.